Hello guys, welcome to Onfido's live weekly demo. This is Abby. I'm working the sales development team here based in Paris in France. I'm here with me today with Anusha. Hi Anusha, would you like to also present about yourself?
Yes. Hi, I'm Anusha Endula, Solutions Engineer West Coast from United States.
Okay, perfect. So today we are going to give you guys a brief idea about what is Onfido, how Onfido is doing in this digital world, and we'll give you a quick demo of our latest feature. To give you guys a short story about Onfido, so currently we are covering in almost 200 countries around the world with more than 2,500 different kinds of government's ID, which will be the first part of our solution, the document verification. And then we are operating with more or cooperating with more than 1,500 different kinds of clients globally in different sectors, in different verticals. Thirdly, we are also having some awards regularly. We have compliance to different regulations into different countries, different markets. Just to give you guys an example, I will also like to share with you a great news that we have won the New Technology Award in 2022, which is a great honor for Onfido. Secondly, we also actually is the only ID provider who is working with Interpol. Let me share with you and go deeper into what we have mentioned about the document verification. So this is a world map that you guys can find out also on our website. This is an open link. You can see different continents, different countries that we are covering currently in almost 200 countries. And then according to different countries, if you click on the map, you will be able to see different documents that we support in that specific country. Here are some customer logos that I would love to share with you. First of all, you might have recognized some companies such as Bonk, Revolut, Nickel in the e-banking industry. And we also have some fintech companies such as Remitly. And then in different sectors, like in the mobility, we have Getaround. In the telecom, we are working with Orange. And of course, the startups such as Couchsurfing and Whitelegs. I wanted to go deeper into the solutions of KYC that I have previously mentioned. So the first step that we provide will be the document verification as shown in the world map. Then we have biometric verification. There are two different parts of the biometric verifications that we have to provide or to identify the user. The first one will be the verification of selfie photo, which refers to an instant photo that we compare with the document result. The third solution will be the selfie video. And the selfie video, as you can see, will be also the idea like the selfie photo. However, selfie video takes a bit longer time, and we might need the user or your future clients to say out loud a few words or to record a short video in front of the camera. I wanted also to highlight some of the other functions besides selfie check, selfie photo, and selfie video. For example, OCR autofill, facial similarity video, known faces, and we are also providing watchlist AML, which is very important when you're trying to fight against the frauds or potential frauds or fake IDs. This is also very useful. And then some new features such as facial authentication. After saying a lot about Onfido, so you might be curious about how we can guarantee our clients. First of all, what I can say is that Onfido is compliant according to different countries, different markets, and you don't need to worry about the regulations because in every regions, in every countries, we have expert specialists to help on the commercial side and the technical side. Secondly, Onfido help you to drive more customer revenues and customer acquisition by reducing the frauds, by accelerating more revenues to create a win-win situation with you. Last but not least, we have a global scale, which means our teams are expanded to different continents from the United States, Europe, our regions, we always have some team or specialized experts to help you. Now we are going to have a short demo about today. Let's give it to Anusha.
Thank you, Abby. Let me share my screen now. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. And thank you for the great overview. And for today's demo, what I'll do is I'll walk you through the some of the main components in dashboard. That is the checks that we see, like, in the results of the checks. And then we also will see the studio, which we are quite excited about, a new developer tool that helps to quickly create user flows and onboarding flows. And we'll also talk about the different types of verification checks that Appy just talked through the studio workflows. So let's begin. Go into studio. As you can see, I have 4 different workflows. So the main idea behind studio is to give customer capability to run, like basically to first develop different onboarding flows just by drag and drop options and quickly configuring the rules and conditions of how you want to navigate these users, and also run these different workflows in parallel. As you can see, I have like 3 different workflows active right now, and these workflows can be different in they can be as simple as just running a regular doc and selfie check, or they could go into a very complex workflow like geography specific. Like each geography has their own set of rules and regulations that they have to follow. So let's look at a more simpler version of this workflow first, which we call the eKYC. And as you can see, this is also version control, so you can track all your changes. Let's go to the active version. Okay, so right now you're seeing the canvas. On the left hand side, you can see the ad where you can have all the different features that are enabled on your account. And this is all basically drag and drop and configuring them by, basically giving few inputs and what you want to do with the output. So before going into the details of the different checks, let's look at how this workflow is designed. So to start, this is something that we commonly see here in states, what we call eKYC. Those are the database checks with very less user friction. They want to verify a user by checking their identity and also making sure they're clear of any sanctions or watch lists. So first we do a profile capture, taking in first name, last name, date of birth, address, and social security if required, and then running an identity record check, which is running a check against the credit agencies or different databases, government databases. And then we have the watch list. This is a requirement for a number of fintechs, and also when you cross a particular transaction limit, it's a requirement again here in states where you want to run a watch list to make sure that the person is not sanctioned or he's not having any adverse media or PEPs. And then again, a very, very important component in this workflow is this conditions, basically building rules. Now we have run an identity check and also a watch list check. How do you want to move this user? Do you want to, you could approve if both the checks are clear, or you want to review this applicant because one of the check is cleared, but maybe there was a PEPs or a sanctions found on this, and you want to review how you want to move with this applicant. Or if both of them came back as not passed, then you want to decline this applicant. So this is a very simple and straightforward example. Now let's move into a little more complex example, that is the geo-specific routing. And let's open this example. So as you can see, this is a little more complex, and let me zoom in so you can see clearly. The idea behind this example is same, basically verifying the user. In the before example, what we have seen is it's basically if the user is if the business requires only US verification of US end users. But this is more if if the customer has a business in UK, US, and rest of the world, how they want to move each of this user. So same way, we start with the profile data capture, taking the first name, last name, date of birth, address, and based on the country from where they're coming, you want to route the user to the verifications. So suppose if it's from a UK-based customer, then probably you require a document check, wherein I would say, hey, I would enable the SDK to upload the images or live capture the documents, passports, driver's license, all the documents that we support for 195 countries. And based on the report, I want to either clear the applicant or send for a manual review. And for US, we just reviewed, like, you want to do just an eKYC. And for the rest of the world, maybe not just the document, I want to add a facial similarity. That is, along with the document check, I also want the user to take a selfie to make sure that he or she is the real owner of that document. And based on the results, again, I would decide, like, if I want to clear or reject the applicant. So what we'll do right now is let's run this example and see what the end user will experience based on the profile data information. And for quickly testing these examples, we do have another capability, what we call as the preview. So once you activate this workflows, you can preview this without having to integrate the SDKs and see, like, how the user will experience. You could just click on the live preview, and there will be a web SDK link that will open up and show you exactly the flow that we designed. So let's start. I'm in United States, so I have to accept the BIPA privacy laws, and it's asking me country of residence. So let me do, maybe I'll start with United States and see how we run the database checks. So going in, United States, continue, and this is the profile data. So probably I'll say demo user, maybe give 0.01, just sample information, continue. I'll see 1, 2, 3, straight. Say I'm in California and continue. So now what it's doing is, because I said I'm a US user, it's basically running an eKYC check, looking in the back end, saying like whether my identity is good or my watch list is good. And so the end user will see only this, that enter the profile information and you're good. But whereas if you select maybe United Kingdom, let's go with that example and see how the same user workflow will work differently for a different user from United Kingdom. So let's select United Kingdom, continue. We'll say test user. Again, say we'll enter some demo information, profile information, and say 1, 2, 3 Main Street probably, and then maybe for the city I'll just add Manchester and say 0000, and that's it. Continue. So at this point, what it'll look at is it'll look at the country from where I'm coming in. So, and also it'll look at the profile information that I'm sending. Since in the before example, I was from United States, and according to my workflow, I'm good with the eKYC. But in this case, I put my information as United Kingdom. So it's asking me for going through a document verification. So I would say United States. Now I would give in my driver's license. And at this point, I could continue on my phone to do a live capture. And how I could do this is either I could scan the QR code or send the link via SMS or copy this link. For the demo purpose, I would just go ahead and upload the photo. But in implementations, we suggest going through a live capture because that's also an active check to say that the user has the document with them. So upload the pictures. I would just do Arizona sample driver's license, upload. And at this point, when I hit upload, either by a live capture or by a upload picture, what it looks at is it looks at the image quality, make sure there is no glare, blur, or it's in a, like, you know, it's a visible picture. If not, it would immediately prompt the end user to retake the picture. That way we can make a full fraud assessment instead of rejecting the picture for image quality. So once that is done, I'm good. So basically this is to demonstrate how the same workflow will work for different users for geography specific. And now going back into the results, you can actually see all these different users going through this process. Like because I entered all the demo information, maybe my applicant was declined. But if I have entered my correct information earlier this morning to check the identity and watch list, luckily I'm clear. And when and there's an other feature in the results to actually view the workflow run for this specific applicant, to see how this workflow has run for this user. Like in my case, Anusha Endula is from United States, so she's going for United States check, which is the identity and the watch listed. But if I go in for the demo example that I just took, maybe I would go through this United Kingdom. So this also gives you the idea to actually track how the users are going through in your workflow, and it'll also give you more information like how much time this check has taken from the beginning, like from the profile information capture to the results. It'll give the duration, so a lot more information and insight. So that's all I have for the demo, and passing it back to Abby.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Anusha, for the amazing demo. Do you guys have any questions so far? If not, I might have some questions for you guys, and possibly I think these are the questions that we are curious about. I can help to ask to our solution engineer, Anusha. So for example, the first question will be, how long does it take to do the whole integration?
Um, Typically, we say it takes anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks for the end-to-end integration. But that largely depends on the use case and how the what are the business rules that customer is building on using our results. So and also on the resources, availability of resources. But again, if you think about the studio that I just demoed, it again largely helps you with the increasing this integration time, and like not integration, basically decreasing the integration time, and getting your workflows quickly to active and onboard them. And another solution what Onfido is offering, we call it as the hosted solution. So in case there is a requirement that you want to quickly onboard your users, but you don't have enough resources, or for any reason there's a timeline when you can get there's a time taking for your app to be in production, then we can offer you a hosted solution, basically providing you a link to run this exact same verifications, that you can use this link to send it to your end users via email or chat and get them verified without any integration into Onfido services.
Okay, perfect. And then I also think about another frequently asked questions from our clients, from our different users. So what are the languages does Onfido currently support?
Good questions. I think we have 6 languages that we support out of the box, and they're listed off in our website. And if we are continuously improving, trying to improve, add more languages to our SDK. SDK is again highly customizable, even for the languages we support and the languages we don't support. If there is a requirement and we don't currently not supporting that language, customers can add them, and there's document available again on our website where they can quickly customize and add these different texts and languages.
Okay, perfect. And then I also have another question, Anusha. So mostly we already know the process about KYC. However, some of the people might be curious about the process. Is it like the whole process is automatic, manual, or how does it look like?
Good question. Um, At Onfido, we put a lot of emphasis on automizing our products and improving the turnaround times and speed at which we return the results. As you have seen, a number of database checks like the identity, watch list, those are all fully automated database checks. But coming to the document check, we do have machine learning models that are used for document classification, data point extraction, again 100% automated. But when it comes to the actual fraud review, depending on the type of document and from which geography it is coming in, and how frequently we see it at Onfido, at times our automation can flag these document checks for a manual review. Again, we have a group of individuals who are highly trained to look at these documents and to make an assessment if it is a fraudulent document or a good document. So a sort of hybrid approach, I would say. So to sum up, we do have automated signals as well as a hybrid approach, which we think like it's still required for the ever-changing, like documents and the new type of fraud we see.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Anusha. Do you guys have any other questions? Feel free to ask right now or type in the chat to let us know. Mm. Do you have any questions so far, guys? Or if you don't have, we will possibly stop here. Hope you all enjoyed the whole presentation and of course the demo. And then if you have any other questions, feel free to contact us either by our website or LinkedIn or whatever you would like to reach us. There will be always someone helping you. Thank you so much for attending the meeting. Hope you have a nice morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are based globally. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.